This video, I'll be sharing with you a simple illustration on how to achieve this stylish blouse. So to start, I'll be cutting this in a miniature size. I've marked my shoulder to bust, shoulder to under bust, then shoulder to waistline. After your waistline, add 10 inches to your blouse length. Now, go ahead to mark your shoulder divided by 2. From that point, come down by 1 inch. Mark a basic neckline of 3 inches by 3. This will be serving as a guide. We're still going to go ahead to readjust the neckline. So go ahead to place your curve drill and draw out your neckline for this pattern. Now, after drawing out, connect from your neckline all the way to the shoulder. The next step you take is to find your chest line, which is your bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. Make a mark at that point and draw a straight line. Now, after you're done marking, go ahead to mark your shoulder divided by 2. After marking this, go ahead to place your ruler and you're going to connect this all the way to the shoulder of your pattern. Now, divide your armhole into 2 equal parts by folding your tape or finding a midpoint. Come out by ½ inch here. Mark your bust circumference divided by 4 at the chest line. Connect from the midpoint to the upper part and to the chest line of this pattern. Now, for this pattern, we are using a basic dart, and I'll go ahead to outline my pattern. Now, for your basic darts, go ahead to mark your nipple to nipple divided by 2, and you're going to stop this at the waistline. Now, place your ruler and connect all the way to the upper part. After you're done marking that, mark ½ inch on both sides of your waistline. Come down by 1 inch from the bust. Now, go ahead to connect this all the way up and to the upper part of my pattern. Now, after you're done marking this, go ahead to extend this all the way to the lower part of your pattern. Now, let's insert the body measurement. Mark your bust circumference divided by 4 and your sewing allowance. Mark your under bust circumference divided by 4. Measure the dart intake, replace and add your sewing allowance. Mark your waist circumference divided by 4. Measure the dart intake and add your sewing allowance. After you're done marking this, go ahead to place your ruler to connect. I'm just going to connect from the bust to the under bust and waist, and I'll blend this out. So now I'll be cutting the lower part of this pattern separately, and I will not be adding a dart there. So that's why I didn't extend the dart to the lower part. What I will now do is I'll separate the upper part and the lower part. Then all these measurements I have by this side of this side of the pattern, I will be replacing it on the other side of the pattern. Now, this is what I have after cutting out. Now, from the neckline, I'll come out by ½ inch here, right? And I'll extend this to how deep you want the neckline to be. Come out by ½ inch there and also extend to this point. Now, let's cut out the lower part of this pattern. Okay, waist circumference divided by 4 and add your sewing allowance. At the lower part, mark your hip circumference divided by 4, add your sewing allowance, and go ahead, connect and cut out. Now, open it up. Now, by the time you blend up your dart or sew your dart and join it, it will be matching up at the waist of your pattern. So, I'll mark where my dart meets at the other side, place a ruler and draw a straight line. Now, I'll come down by this point by 5 inches and I will be connecting it all the way to the total length of the blouse, which we added 10 inches after the waistline. Then extend this. Now, from this point, I'll come up by 3.5 inches. Now, I'll extend this up by 4 inches and I'll connect it to this point, right? And after connecting it, I'll cut out. So I don't know if there's actually a cutting at this side now that I'm cutting, or it was just cut together this way and then placed on a pattern. So this is what I have. Then I will cut out the neckline. After cutting out the neckline, we are going to go ahead to cut out the back pattern of the dress. Now, for this back pattern of this dress, I've marked out all the measurements we need. So I marked the zipper, I marked the chest line, the bust and the waist, and added additional 10 inches after, right? I marked a neckline of 3.5 by 1 inch, marked my shoulder divided by 2 and marked out the chest line. So I'll start by marking my nipple to nipple divided by 2 and mark a straight line. Then mark ½ inch on both sides of the waistline. extend this to the upper part and extend to the other side. I'll outline the waistline of this pattern, come in by 1/2 inch at the zipper, and I'll extend this all the way going down and also take it to the upper part of my pattern. Now let's insert my body measurement. All your measurement is also going to start after the zipper line of this dress, right? And the zipper is not included in your measurement. Mark your bust divided by 4 and add your sewing allowance. Mark your waist circumference divided by 4, measure the dart intake replace and add your sewing allowance. And go ahead to connect your pattern. From this point, mark my waist circumference divided by 4 and add my sewing allowance. Mark the hip circumference and add my sewing allowance. Go ahead to connect this all the way up. After connecting this, I'm going to go ahead, come down by 5 inches after my waistline here, and here I'll come down by 5 inches and connect. You know, one side we came up by 5 inches. You will use this to cut out that part first, right? Because one side of the dress is longer, I'll go ahead to cut this out. After cutting this out, I'll now go ahead to like reduce one side. That is, if you use this to cut one side, after cutting one side, now go ahead to reduce to 3.5 inches and trim it out for the other side.